Skeleton Crew, thoughts on Season 1, Episodes 1 and 2. This could be a real adventure, and way, way out past the barrier. So, spoilers for everything Star Wars leading up to and including these two episodes. Loved both episodes, and the episodes are rated 12 plus, so will this video be. And yeah, still dealing with some physical pain. Gonna try to make this a short video, but yeah, gonna struggle to not make at least one video per week. But thankfully, almost everything that I had to say was covered by the excellent fellow leftist YouTuber, Jessie Gender, so make sure you watch her video on these two episodes. And yeah, let's see, so yeah, you know, from the start, Wim wonders if there might be a chance at real adventure, and, you know, the other kids get on him and Neil for, like, you know, imitating a lightsaber fight, you know, right there. It's like, you know, what are you doing? Ensuring that the, you know, core audience for exactly this kind of show realizes, okay, there's a self-insert character. I'm not saying that I have ever engaged in something like that, and certainly I didn't keep doing it after I was much too old to be doing so. When I was a teenager, not like last week. I was too sore for it last week. But the, let's see. Yeah, I think the various, you know, characters and their interpersonal dynamics work pretty well. It's fairly stereotypical characters, but, you know, yeah, I got a real Barton Milhouse vibe from Wim and Neil. Let's see, and yeah, the dialogue and the various actions the kids take feel like stuff that kids would do. You know, there's that thing about, you know, putting on a scary voice and then asking, who do you have a crush on at school? You know, that's not the kind of thing that an adult would say to intimidate kids, but it's something a kid might think of to mess with other kids. And let's see, I think, yeah, these two episodes, I got kind of a Last Starfighter, the original never-ending story kind of vibe. Yeah, in addition to, you know, like just gender, the got a vibe of like E.T. I will probably at some point try to watch The Goonies. It's not on Disney Plus. If it were, I would have watched it by now. I've just never come across a copy that was on sale. That's why I haven't watched it. But from clips I've seen and stuff I've heard people say about it, yeah, clearly this has some of that going on. I think they're doing a good job of making stuff that's, like, creepy and scary enough that 12-year-olds can handle it, but, you know, yeah, that's still, yeah, that is effective for them. Like, it was pretty quickly revealed that SM-33 wasn't that dangerous, but, you know, yeah, when we first see him, pretty creepy. And I think that might just about, yeah, I you know, Fern continues to try to get Wim to believe ridiculous stuff, you know, they're gonna put you in the mines, and you know, oh, this was actually this abandoned place, and, you know, people, you know, they resorted to cannibalism and you know, this kind of stuff. Just, yeah. And let's see, yeah, the door thing I thought made sense. You know, yeah, you know, that was SM-33, wasn't it? I think, yeah, no, yeah, you know, SM-33 was trying to turn off the power, you know, maybe to hide, maybe, you know, it started to do that right before they crashed, and that was like, because, yeah, like, if the acceleration is being pushed and, you know, you turn off the power, that's going to prevent the crash. And, yeah, once it makes sense that there's a mechanical thing, not an electrical thing, obviously, since the power's off, that shuts the door when you cut the power abruptly like that. Safety measure. And I think that might just about... maybe that does cover episode 1 pretty much. Let's see. Yeah, I think that might cover the entire first episode. Yeah, early in episode 2, yeah, it's pretty quickly cleared up. No, SM-33 is not actually dangerous to them. And it is clever, this thing of, like, I'm the new captain, the lying... The imagination comes, actually really works out for them. She's not just using it to mess with Wim. And let's see, yeah, pretty quickly, the once they're, out there, Neil almost says, lost in space, which thankfully this is nowhere near, the level of that terrible 90s movie. Haven't actually watched any other version of Lost in Space. I've heard good things about the old show. Anyway, it's this thing, well, at Atten, I don't know about at Atten, just point me to which of the stars you want, and they're like, I never realized there were so many. Yeah, I mean, this is Star Wars. You'd think a bunch of them had been destroyed in those battles. I don't know. It looks bad. I feel like if they just, just go one at a time, you'll eventually get home. And let's see, yeah, I think they struck a good balance between it being like almost overwhelming, but not, yeah, it's an adventure. It's not like downright depressing or something, but we do get that, yeah, it's gonna be difficult to get back home. And I think that does just about... Yeah, it's a good element with the way that, the food... I will say, at first I thought the food was going to be so expensive that the bartender was going to get angry that they couldn't pay or something. It was pretty funny, and it's the kind of thing you can get away with for, 12 years, rating the grossness of the food, And let's see, yeah, he's like, wow, you have this much money? I mean, you didn't pay me enough. And let's see, yeah, I think, yeah, the action is quite good. Oh, right, one more thing about, episode 1, the thing of, is, I know I've screwed you guys over recently, but this is what it's all about. Nostalgia for the original trilogy, I mean, that was very, very New Hope-ish, that, yeah. And, I did at first think, it's, why are, are they just terrible at tactics? They got, a lot of the pirates died boarding the other ship. But that is, of course, why the crew so quickly mutiny on him. All those people died for one measly credit. One credit isn't enough to buy boots. And yeah, he pretty quickly, the captain does not last very long against the crew, which makes sense. It would have been pretty ridiculous if he did. There's like a dozen or more of them, and Wolfman Jack is standing there looking at the credit like, why did I stop working for Rita Repulsa? It wasn't that bad fighting Power Rangers. And let's see, yeah, the action scene in the second one when SM-33 shows up, and we've already seen that he can like extend his arms and such. So he does that again, makes himself big, I guess, to intimidate Bear. Bear eat some to make sure the bear gets a nice full meal. If a bear craps in the woods and there's no misogynist around to whine about being called out for toxic masculinity. Is the Pope a Catholic? And yeah, pretty cool fight. You know, him like knocking, you know, throwing people away and knocking them down and stuff. And you know, some of them try to shoot, but unfortunately, off screen, Chadwick Boseman, R.I.P., evidently said, "Get this droid some shields." And yeah, it was really gnarly when again, you know, push it right up against what 12 rating can do, but the shield is of course heated by all the blaster fire, and then it uses it to like up against the face, which I'm not sure they would have been able to get away with if that was a more humanoid alien, but you know, it's got like, yeah, the face is very animalistic, so yeah, I think that might just about poor Neil that the rat idea didn't work out. I do like that, you know, at first he's like, oh, rat on me, you know, this rat is rat on me. But then, you know, they become friends. And I think yeah, you have this thing of yeah, the training, you know, thing doesn't quite work out, and they're shouting instructions. No, you know, Milo, not the cheese, the keys. And, you know, yeah. Jude Law, Britain's most ridiculous law, shows up, which I guess means that before this scene, for a little while there, the show was lawless. Although I guess he is lawless in this role. And yeah, you know, he uses the Force to get the key to him. And this is, of course, one of those things where, you know, what some people might ask, you know, why, if he could do that the whole time, why did he wait? He didn't have anywhere to go, you know, but he heard about Atten. He's not doing this out of the kindness of his heart. He's doing it to get that treasure, you know. And yeah, I guess that is all that. Yeah, gotta keep these short until my back is significantly better. It's a work in progress, but yeah. Yeah, really looking forward to the next one. And yeah, hope to catch you then.